Hi everybody, yeah, it's the Maddog's review as promised for STD. STD, now season 1 episode 14. I must say it's matured over the period of its existence. It's been going for 14 episodes, and these episodes are increasingly improving greatly. No longer have we got to contend at the moment of the gerbil Klingon on helium in the way. At the moment, all we are experiencing are they've now gone back. If you've been following the show, which is a definite recommendation now, definitely, especially for those out there who follow the Star Trek universe. They've done wonders for it, for the fact is that, yeah, there's a captain. Go and use some of the reviews as well on other outlets. The captain who got deceased a second time in the show recently, he wants to return, and now we know in the universe of Star Trek they will do it, and yeah, it'll be a welcome return to see how that character, if that character does return, and how he's going to be. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about today's show. Today's show that I actually reviewed now. I've just finished watching it. Astoundingly brilliant. The mix is working. Everything they're doing, and the director, with respect to that director, he's doing well now. Keep it up. Co-writers, keep it up. Because you've now gone back. They've actually gone back to the tradition, and I must say, the tradition of, with respects for those religious minded, God rest his soul, they're now generating the image of the late Gene Roddenberry's image of his universe of Star Trek. For that, great commiserations, and my God, you're finally getting it right. The music, yeah, sadly enough, I've got used to that now. But I said the show, they're touching on many things now which are what we can associate with forgiveness, getting on with it, and moving on, and victory. And it's a twist I would not have even pictured. I would not even put it in that point. Now, for those who are just joining, or those who are watching, you can see where I'm coming from, because if you followed the Star Trek history, where we were reflecting, it's still reflecting on some of the other sci-fi shows. You know, the only one now that's prompt is that of the remake of the Battlestar Galactica. Using that and what they're using now, with going back to the general basics of the late Gene Roddenberry and his vision and his co-writer's visions of how he wanted this show to develop. It's superseded that already. Already we're on the 14th episode of season 1. Hopefully they will carry on making it in that timeline they're using. The timeline is correlating, and I must say they actually mentioned the Enterprise, the Jonathan Archer captain of the Enterprise series. They actually mentioned that. So now we're now catching up with the timeline within configuration, with exception of the super advanced spaceship they're using. They're actually reflecting on the Enterprise, who did have an alternate universe experience, like everyone. But the twist is, and I'm not going to say too much, the twist is potentially super perfect. Watch it from the beginning. It's a bit slow at the beginning, but as it's materializing, as it's getting better, like the Voyager predecessor and Deep Space Nine predecessors, those two were slow at starts. And my God, they were slow. I didn't even think they were going to make 7 seasons. But yeah, they did. They made 7 seasons. Now, I have to say, with empathy, they're using the battle between the Klingons and the Federation, which is losing the battle at the moment. They're using that to the advantage. Now, if they can manifest the way they're doing at the moment, which is pretty good, pretty surprising, and pretty damn good the way they're filming it and directing it. I mean, they are directing it well. The actors, commiserations to those actors, they are doing well. And I still like the idea that they're still using 3 captains. It originally was meant to be 2 captains. But an admiral has now become the one who's leading the fight, and a captain, which you have to watch the show or I'll end up spilling the beans. The new captain, which is good, surprisingly, not too but major, is proving to be quite a potential outlet. So we can only but see where they're going to take it from now. I mean, if they carry on the path they're going, the choreographing, there were no battle scenes this time on this episode, but it's seeing them building together what they're building together. They're repairing a damage that has happened. All I can say is, it's potential, it's good, it's well choreographed, and I've got to say, I'm looking forward to the next 2 episodes when I do the next review. I reckon it will do another 22 episodes. I reckon it's going to do 22 episodes. And then, hopefully, a hint to the director and co-writer. He wants to come back in it again. Then let him come back into it again. The previous captain. Yep. We ain't seen the end of him. Going by the Star Trek universe. They have a habit of returning themselves, even though that particular captain ain't with the show at the moment. But when you go back to an old episode of Star Trek Next Generation, or was it I can't, for the life of me I can't remember. I get so confused with them all now. But you had a rematerialization of an old crew from the original format, which they are now falling into the slot of. Yeah, we had Scotty materialized again. I think that was in the Next Generation, which potentially gives you the idea of where they can actually bring that captain back. Now, the question is, now we saw that captain get killed. Meantime, left it open, which is a good thing. It's not a bad option. You've left the captain now, who's no longer from that universe, no longer alive. Meantime, what's happened to the original captain? Yeah. Now there's a hint of how he can materialize yet again as the captain he was from the Federation universe, not the alternate universe, which they devote the last 4 episodes of the alternate universe. So, one asks the question now, using that in mind, and with the co-writers and producers, could we see him materialize, which he wants to? Give him a chance, let him materialize. You've already got a couple of characters reborn back into the show. So, one asks, using that intel, if you may, why don't you use that intel for the original captain of the particular vessel they're using? It would work, and it would be challenging to see him materialize. I don't know, he may be held in a Klingon prison, I don't know. But he survives, somehow. And let's see, does he materialize? Now, yeah, I don't know about you guys out there, but if this character, he was a good character, he was a strong character. Dodgy, but he was a strong character. So, if he does materialize, maybe you can work it in that angle that he comes from. He's not been in the alternate universe. He was believed missing, dead, but was replaced by his replicant from the alternate universe, who now longer is RIP'd in the Star Trek universe. So, it leaves that space open for him. But as these universes go, as the Star Trek universe goes, you're never dead permanently. You always materialize somewhere along the line as an alternate or a memory. So, preferably, he will materialize, and we can see it develop further, because the Klingon battle, which was originally what the show was all about, is still taking place. So, without putting too many spoilers in, we can only assume that during this Klingon battle, they're going to develop more. I mean, we've seen the forgiveness now, which was developed originally from the original format of the show. Also with Abraham taking the lead of the new show. So, comparing both the late Gene Roddenberry's vision of this series to the reinvented vision of Abraham, combining both those two together makes this show a definite improvement, a definite must watch. Alright, it's still using ideas, as I always emphasise, it's still using ideas from the revamp of Battlestar Galactica. I've got to say, that's the only one it's now using at the moment. But I'm quite sure as the show develops into its, hopefully, I'm enjoying it, and I hope they carry on with the good work and the path they're following. If they're following that path well, and yeah, we're going to see a lot more Klingon battles. We want to see more of them, be honest. We all want to see more battles. Hand-to-hand combat. It goes well with such a show. We saw it in Battlestar Galactica. Just because they used it, Star Trek used it constantly. So, use it to your advantage. Co-writers, producers, take advantage of that from the history that your path is following. And I got to be honest, the show is leaps and bounds improving vastly. I like the storylines. The storylines are more than what Trekkies out there are familiar with, and those newcomers who may or may not be following the show, which I would say is 100% recommended. It's well done. The theme tune, I got used to it now. The theme tune is alright, and it stays in one's mind if you follow and enjoy the show. The theme tune of STD, Star Trek Discovery, does linger in your mind in the back there, and it makes you think, well, this is a new show, a new franchise within a franchise that's been going on for decades. And we're on season 1, episode 14, and it's going okay. The storylines are of old, but of new, and with a new perspective. They're approaching it in a different way. And the different way is, we're looking at younger imagery of these universes, of the Star Trek whole universe. So, now we ain't seen many of the Klingons at the moment, but we know them buggers are going to return. Oh yeah, Hopefully they won't be helium-speaking gerbils. Hopefully they'll be decent, worrying, I want to run the other while because there's a Klingon coming my way. Hopefully that's how they're going to be. That we can be worried about such a fictitious enemy rather than a Klingon gerbily speaking helium character, which makes you look at them and think, my prawn, oh God, I've got the shit. I just had prawns. Oh no, it's a Klingon. We don't want that. Let's see the progression of the Klingons carry on manifesting as the last character of the Klingons of this series did, which was an aggressor that, yeah man, if I saw one of them, I'd run. Not, oh God, it's another gerbil helium speaking Klingon. Oh God, I need to have dates. Oh no, that's the shit, because I've just eaten the Klingon. Basically, enough of the insanity and the outburst of madness. Till then, until next time, you know, as regular, it's getting tougher though. I said the show is improving greatly. I want to carry on doing this, but I ain't finding many flaws in it now, and that's making it extremely hard. No, hard as in thinking of ways to improve the show when they've done all the improvements that they're doing now. And I mean, I would recommend it now. Follow the series. It's improved and it's still growing and it's still maturing. And my God, it's full of surprises at the moment. The co-writer who's now dealing with it, keep the good work up. And keep up with the Gene Roddenberry theme you're using at the moment, because it makes the show unparametable. You can't compete with a show with that type of approach. Even my own shows that I wanted to do, but I can't because I ain't got a backing, couldn't compete with that now show. That is now leaping and bounding in ways which we all can accept as reality. They're progressing like the universe would progress. They're materializing like humans and us would progress. And with that in mind, it gives it change as we are maturing, so is the show. It's not the well and everything. I mean, it's all fantasy, admitting, but it's still a fabulous, good viewing show. And as I said, I would recommend it. Definitely watch Star Trek Discovery. If you haven't watched it already, watch it. Take your take on it. The first 5 episodes are a bit Klingon speaking helium gerbils. Not a worry, but it does improve thereafter, and it still is improving greatly. That's all I'm going to say on this, on my Maddog's review of classic TV, Maddog's classic TV review of STD, episode 14. Until next time, if there's a next time, take care of yourselves, be safe, be careful, and speak to you soon. Sorry about that. Something attacked the screen. Never mind. Till then, as I said, and I'll try not to bash the TV now, take care of yourselves. Be lucky, be safe. And I hope to speak to you soon. And look forward to the review again in another 2 episodes' time. Episode 16, next review. Other than the reviews that I'm doing in between that. We are looking at Preacher, Carbon. I'll tell you about that at a later show, and I'll tell you more about The Preacher as well, another review, and the latest film that I've seen, which I'll keep you updated if you're interested, watch or not. I don't know. Until then, or next time, take care of yourself, be safe, be careful, and be lucky. Till next time, bye. Classic TV, Maddog's Classic TV Review. Until next time, bye.